record. Okay, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the VIP room, Joffy's VIP room. Of course, I'm your host, Joffy, and I have the lovely, the queen herself, Erica Spencer. Say hi to the people, Erica. And I have my big brother David Franklin over here. David, say hi to the good people.
Hello.
Right, cool, cool, cool. So we come to you today. This is my very first time hosting a meeting like this with a movie review. So thank you to both of these lovely, beautiful black people right here for joining me. They are first, so I applaud them. Thank you for dealing with my technical difficulties at first and my silliness and my tardiness. I'll be tardy to my own party. That's sad. So what we're gonna talk about, we're talking about Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, the film that came out on Netflix this past I believe it was Thursday. So, of course, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and run through the cast real quick, and it was actually a pretty damn good class right here. So let me get my notes going real quick, and let's see. Here we go. The cast that is on this film. Come on, notes. We have Sir Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P. Wakanda Forever. And we have Viola Davis, plays Ma Rainey herself. We have Taylor Page, who plays as Dusty May. Coleman Domingo, who played in The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, who are also in Candyman, waiting for that film. We have the OG, Glenn Thurman, Jeremy Shamos, Michael Potts, Dusan Brown, Jonathan Coyne, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and three other people that I don't think I really recall them in the film. Well, I'll say the names anyway, just to show respect to them. Remington Sinclair, Phil Nardossi, and William Kanaya. I think that's how you pronounce the name. So, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom film. Erica, you want to give me your thoughts on the film to start us off? What you think about the film? What was your thoughts on it?
I think it was powerful. I think, of course, this is based upon a true figure in history. She was noted as like starting the blues phenomenon, and also I know she was inducted into the Hall of Fame for rock and roll. I believe like in the '90s. So I think it was a very interesting dynamic between the characters and the band, and then especially for that time period of everything that was going on, and yeah, it's very, very, very telling, and also very moving in certain parts. I would say, yeah.
Cool, cool. Okay, cool. Bet. Got love those thoughts on film. So a little bit of rundown of Marv. Like Erica mentioned, yes, she was inducted to the Hall of Fame. Let's see, the time she was inducted to the Hall of Fame, she was actually, let me see, it says here she was inducted to the Blues Hall of Fame around 1983. Ooh, we wouldn't have thought of or that's
We were.
1980.
I wasn't.
Nah, 80, 88.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hold on. Yeah, um,
89.
88 right here.
Yeah, bitch. Back 19, but it wasn't. I was born.
Yeah, David is the veteran of the group right here. And so let's see the what else it says. Yeah, inducted to the Blues Hall of Fame 1983, and she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990. Let's see what else. A little more history about her. So the Postal Service actually made a stamp for her in honor of her around the year of 1994, which is pretty cool as well. That's always dope. I mean, hey, they recognizing her. And this film was a play, of course, made by August Wilson in the year of 1984. So that's pretty dope as well too. How he found it. We all know that August Wilson did Fences. I believe he has a book of lots of plays, and I know his wife was saying that it was hard being married to him at times because he had so many crazy ideas going on. He wanted perfection or some things. Good loving man, but hard to deal with in some cases ways. So I'm gonna save a little bit more history lesson for later on after we, share our discussion. So, David, you want to give me your thoughts on the film, brother?
Yeah, I thought the film was spectacular. It was Chadwick Boseman's last performance. I think he did a phenomenal job. See, he was dealing with cancer at the time. I love everything Viola Davis does. And just like you mentioned before, it was a play. I did not know August made fences.
Really?
But since you said that, no, I did not. But since you said that, it kind of tells on this film because in Fences, he made it exactly like the stage play when they made the movie. So I think they did the same thing with this one. And my opinion is that it was more focused on the music versus mine. Because once the album was completed, that's when the movie ended. So I think it was more focused on that particular album because I think that's when she got her start and that's when she really got big. So I love everything Viola Davis does. I think the cast was phenomenal. And it said it was an all-black cast. I think everybody did a fantastic job.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I feel you on that one. How do I feel about this movie? Of course, I'm on YouTube pretty much throughout half of my day. And of course, when I talk about something or make a comment, there are some people that have their, little negative comments, have their positive. And I saw this person was saying, I think I shared this with you, David, where I was watching like the trailer for it. And this one person was saying that he that he hated the movie. And I'm like, geez, man, why you hate the film? I mean, everybody has their own opinion. They entitled their own opinion. And he was saying how he felt as if that the movie was mostly about the band. And I'm like, okay, yeah, true. And he said they didn't spend any time on Ma at all. Only a good percentage of it, not the whole film. It was more directed towards the band and getting ready, to know the band and everything. You only know a smidge about it. But see, for me, that's what brought me to this Zoom meeting right here. I wanted to do more history lesson, and I thought it would be, pretty cool to just know more about the person because I felt, of course, the movie left some things out, of course, because I didn't know she was a real person until I started doing research. And so I found out that, doing some research on her, they said that her real name isn't Ma Rainey. She changed her name at the age of 18 when she got married to Paul Rainey and that she met on a tour when they was going from different states, a little minstrel group, and then she came across the blues and she would mix blues and minstrel into her performances, and that's why she would she had that real authentic voice where she would moan and sing and carry on, gyrate or whatever. And of course, from the film, they didn't touch on it fully, but of course, she is bisexual. That's where what's the name? I forgot her name already, but the girl who played as Bessie May or Bessie Smith, for what I found, they had a thing going on after she separated from her husband. And what else happened with her? So yeah, she changed her name. She's bisexual. Her real name is actually Gertrude Bridget, which is kind of funny because I have a best friend named Bridget, and her mom, RP, her mom that passed away is Gertrude. So I kind of want to ask her, you know, about that right there. So just some interesting, little tidbits that we found out about her, her when I did some research on it. How I felt about the film, I felt it was really powerful. I enjoyed it from the music all the way up until the end. Chadwick Boseman's performance. Y'all give me. We already know, of course, Chadwick was pretty much the center of attention because how his character acted. But y'all give me your thoughts on Viola Davis' performance and Chadwick's performance. I guess I'll go ahead and start with Erica on this one. How you feel about it?
Okay. I would say Chadwick, he gave an excellent performance. I mean, I think that even this goes to the directors. I think they gave him the opportunity to express maybe what he was probably going through in his real life. And it was kind of like an outlet, and he was able to bring that through the character. Just about like questioning God and all of the things that he was experiencing personally, as well as what his character had experienced as well. In regards to Viola Davis, same with me. She can do no wrong in my eyes. She's amazing. I think that it didn't focus too much on her per se, because it was about how she was the star, and there was so much background noise with the band, and all she had to do was show up. She was the star. She could pretty much do whatever she wanted, and because she was a talent at the end of the day. You know, the band is talented as well, but they're not the forefront person that's important. It's the voice. So I think that she had that reputation where she was kind of maybe looked at as difficult, because Black women were supposed to be agreeable back then. You weren't supposed to necessarily show that type of strength or show that type of I would say direction. Like, you know, she called her own shots. She made sure that she took care of business and that people were going to treat her accordingly. So I think that was very powerful, especially considering the time period and everything that was going on. And then I'll just kind of touch on the ending a little bit. I got upset when he was so passive with the fact that a white man would kind of overlook him, but he kind of took that and took it against his own Black man, you know, his own Black race in a sense, by, you know, what happened in the end of the movie. So, I mean, it just really touched on a lot of different things, a lot of different ideas, and a lot of things that we still deal with today within the Black community, in society in general. So yeah, that's my little take.
I agree with you, sister. I agree with you. It was funny too when I did some research on her. She was saying that, and well, with Viola and with Ma as well. Viola was saying that it didn't take too much effort for her to get into character for this one, because of how the lines were and how Viola is with her craft. She's like direct, straight, like, nah, we doing this, we doing that. Like, you can see Viola through Ma in some places where she's like, I want my cold Coca-Cola. Where it's at? So she's like, nah, I'm not, like, I am not starting nothing until you bring my cold Coca-Cola. And we saw with the makeup, she looked hot and sweat. I know David was talking about that. Um, but yeah, she was like, she was just on point. She, like, Ma was like, no, she's not having that. And they also said in one of his lessons where she was saying that she didn't play with the white man at all. At, like, period. She saw it as pretty much, she touched on it a little bit in the film, saying that all they care about is, you know, this and this and this, making money off of me. They don't feel what these blues are to us. So with that being said, David, give me your take real quick, or just your flow, brother. What you think about the movie all overall with the performances and everybody else in the film?
Well, especially with Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman, I like the way that they became the character. That I couldn't see any parts of them, especially Viola Davis. Even though she wasn't on the screen a lot, when she was on the screen, she took charge of the screen. Even with the bodysuit that she had on, I know that's probably why she was sweating so much, because of the bodysuit. But even with that, she engulfed the character of Ma. Her voice changed, her facial expressions changed. That she was no longer Viola Davis, but she was actually the character. And I love seeing that with an actor. Chadwick Boseman the same way. The way he also was a take charge force. They look like there was two forces coming together, because they're so powerful when they act, that they just command the stage. So when you have two people like that together, you can't help but to have an amazing film. And it was. Now, going back to the ending, I don't want to give any spoilers. Should I?
Yeah, I mean, hey, if I told everybody, you know, with my movie reviews, I'll warn them ahead of time. So you gave them a warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bow. Spoilers. Y'all can skip this part. Y'all can keep on watching. It's up to y'all. Because we don't talk about it here.
Nah, just like what Erica said about the way he dealt with the white man. That was kind of times in that period that the men were kind of more submissive than the women towards the white man. Just with that same crab barrel mentality, that I don't think he was so much upset about. That was Colonel Taylor, by the way, in a different world. So I'm gonna say Colonel Taylor. I don't think he was so upset that his shoes got stepped on. but I think he was upset overall about the way he planned something that didn't come to pass. And I think that's what he was upset about. Now he's got fired from the band. He has no job. He slept with my woman, and which I did not know either. I know she was bisexual at the time because they didn't mention it in the film. They kind of touched on it, but not into depth. Like I was saying, like, oh, she's bisexual and it's a girlfriend. I thought it was a daughter, but so he did all this stuff and it's pretty much just blew up in his face. So he took all his frustration out on, oh, now you scarred my shoe. It's like the strong man carrying a weight, and he's doing fine, but he's sweating. Then that one feather just drops, and everything collapses. And I think that's what happened with that scene when he stabbed Colonel Taylor. Sorry for the spoilers.
No, you good on that one. Yeah, man, I thought about that too. It was more than the shoes. We all had our moments where we like our day is just started like right there at the top, you know, and then we think it's gonna be a good day. There's something like this been promised to you, and you know you just going like y'all go ahead and do what y'all got to do. Hey man, I don't care. My day is like this is about to happen for me, and then as that day goes down and it keeps you getting hit after hit after hit, and it starts trickling down, and it's like your dreams or something that you was just had something that was promised to you, and just like that, it's taken away from you. So it's like that's my heart, and like when it's something like your passion, like something that you love doing, and it's just ripped out of you, and somebody just say, "No, we can't do it, but I pay you this. We can do this, and we can do that." That's not what I want. I want what was promised to me. And that's always been happening and still happens today, of course, with our people and just with everybody in general. So it's easy to relate to his character, but it's also at the same time, it's like when you listen to a little bit of his backstory or how his dad, you know, was talking about how he got over on the white man that came in and, you know, raped his mom, which was very horrible, of course. And how he said, yeah, I'm going to set this white man up like this. So it's kind of like he's playing that little game, but that game didn't go the way how you thought it was going to go. It backfired on you. So, yeah, overall, I thought that the film was awesome. It's a day about individual people. What would just happen in just a regular day? Y'all come in, y'all trying to record. It's probably hot as hell, or y'all, you know, y'all dealing with these different emotions, different people with their different uh, thoughts on religion, different sides, the old school and somewhat of the new school. When I was doing research on it, they were saying that it's kind of like the old school blues and music is coming to a clash with the new school, which was Chadwick and the other guys that was in the band. And so once you put all that, and it's just you know how it is with the old school, new school music, how it is today. Young folks say, "Oh, y'all old school music trash," all this, and then some of us get a little bit more passionate than others should, and it just boom, calamity right there. So I love the film. It was amazing. It was great. The ending, I would have did something different with the ending, but of course, if that's how the play was written and that's what Denzel wanted to do with the film, then hey, that's what he wanted to do with it. So with that being said, um, y'all have any closing thoughts on the film, or you know, what else would y'all like to add about the film? Any other takes?
Sure, go ahead, Erica.
Oh no, okay, thank you. I was just gonna say, just like you all were saying, as far as history and how you were saying, like the black men were being more submissive because initially you're right. He was setting it up like, oh well, I'm not scared of white men, and that's when he got into the story of what happened to his mother, and he was just, you know, pretty much saying he was going to get his revenge in a way by using the white man for success. But in reality, he actually took it out on the black man after he was rejected by the white man. I was thinking that he was going to stab the white guy. That's initially what I was thinking when they were in that scene on the stairs. I was like, okay, well, that was disrespectful. What the guy pretty much did, he disrespected his character because it was like, you're not nothing, you're nobody, you're replaceable. I don't care what I told you, when I told you, you mean nothing. I can go back on my word at any time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, he finna kill dude. But when he went back and killed the older gentleman, it was just like so heart-wrenching, because that's a lot of the time, that's our problem. We don't stick together as a community. A lot of the times we take it out on the next person that looks like us, instead of revolting against the person that actually wronged us, you know? So
Right.
I think that is very synonymous with what's going on today. Or what's been going on from hundreds of years ago. That's like early 1920s to 2020. So
yeah, it's the crab barrel mentality.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
You can't see somebody else succeed. You got to pull them down. You know, if you go back to the beginning of the film, Viola Davis' character was singing, but then Chadwick Boseman's character started blowing the horn, and the spotlight went off her into on him. But then she, being the dominant spirit that mine was, she took the attention back off him. She kind of looked at him like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
This is not your show." And she got the spotlight back on her, and he seemed like he was upset about that.
Yeah.
But that all falls in line with what he was planning to do, trying to get himself out there, trying to be seen, instead of taking the background. So let's all work together. Instead of one person going, we all can go together. But at the end, he wound up losing everything. But at the end, I wish it was more. I would have liked to have seen what happened with that character after he stabbed the older guy, Colonel Taylor. I would have liked to see what happened, because it seemed like everybody just walked away after he was stabbed and died, and the other guy just grabbed his hat and just walked away. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
And I would add the fact that he held him, and that he immediately felt remorse and grief, was just, I don't know, that just took me to a different level, because it's like he immediately knew what he did was wrong, in that it was like, you made me do this. That's kind of like the attitude he took on, was like, why did you make me do this to you? Like, you stepped on my shoes. Like, you made me kill you. Why'd you do that? When really it was my feelings are hurt by somebody totally else. So now I'm taking it out on you, and I'm sorry that you were the one. So in that sense, I kind of see it that way too.
With both of y'all on that. What was that now?
When the older gentleman walked in, it seemed like he was. When the older gentleman walked in, Colonel Taylor, before he got stabbed, it looked like he was dealing with something on his own, because his eyes were bucked, and it seemed like he was kind of disoriented.
Yeah.
So I think he was dealing with something too, and that's why he accidentally stepped on his shoe.
Yeah. Dang, didn't catch that. I did not catch. I want to go back and watch it. Yeah. And,
yeah.
And
yeah, when before he said, look at his eyes are kind of dilated and just wandering.
I didn't
So
catch
it seemed like he was dealing with a sickness.
I did not catch that. I'm gonna go back and watch it and see if I catch that. Something else I noticed, like how we always.
But that makes sense though, because.
Yeah, it does.
No, I was gonna say that makes sense what he said, because essentially they had all just went through like 30 takes trying to get it right, steady playing the instrument, giving it their all, and it wasn't even done right. So they had to do it again. So what he was saying, like how the older gentleman probably was a little bit distraught, because they were playing a lot. They had done numerous takes. They were pretty much giving it their all right then, each time that they were doing it. So I can see how him being an older gentleman, that can kind of make him disoriented, or, kind of make him a little bit, maybe he even has some health issues being, his age. So that probably goes into it as well, of what you were saying, of why he stepped on his shoes. So I agree.
Yeah, very true. All that, and I didn't much catch that. So I want to go back and watch it too, and see if I can catch that now. Just because you mentioned that, David, that's pretty good eye, by the way, man. What else? It's crazy that that what goes on in that film, that it's still going on to this day, like with the former runner for president with Biden and Trump. It's crazy how you got some black people that were saying they're for Trump and everything, and how they were saying that vote for him and this and that and that and that and that, and how I'm gonna tie it all into one, and y'all see what I'm coming from, and how just like with Chadwick Boseman not taking his frustration and anger out on the right person, and dealing with that person who said, nah, I can't do this for you, but I'm gonna take that from you, do this for you and pay that money from you. So it's just like with how Ice Cube and them, and now Lil Wayne and all the other little rappers that we haven't heard of saying, yeah, go vote for Trump and vote for this so we get paid to get money and all this other thing. But Trump, we already know, we see through the smoke screens and we see what's going on. And once those things didn't get promised to you, it's kind of like that same scenario when Chad would finally stab what the older guy. He immediately remembered what he just did, and he's like holding him and caressing him, like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry," but it's kind of like too late. The damage is already done. So
Right.
I'm kind of like looking at it somewhat like that in a way, where how what's going on from back then or what happened in that film is happening today, because now you have these same people like they act like it's like a normal day thing. Like, hey, yeah, I was trying to vote for Trump, but hey, I still need you to buy these records or buy this for me to help me out with that. So it's just funny. Some things I just look at and I can kind of like I'm like, okay, something is starting to click with this. Something is working with this. So, but and what's funny to me with that is when he said that I can't I can't give you those records. Those records aren't what people want to hear, and how he turned right back around and gave that same music to people of his color, his white people, and they were
I
singing it.
forgot about that.
Yeah, and
Forgot about
yeah,
that.
and they see what I'm saying. It's kind of like it's so much you can take from the movie when you really break it down and line it up too. But I haven't had that much time to process it, but it's something cooking else with that film, and there's a lot of stuff with it. And he took that man's hard work, gave it to somebody else who pretty much like Viola Davis said earlier, you can hear this, but you don't know what it is because it don't speak to you the way it speak to me. So it's a lot with that film. So with that being said, I love the film. R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman. I hate the brother passed away so early. I feel like we didn't get a chance. Yes, I feel like we didn't get a chance to really enjoy the performances and what he could do. Outside of Black Panther, this was the very first film that I can think of where he really took that leap to where we're like, man, Chad, man, we already knew it was phenomenal. But this right here was something spectacular. And
Yes, it was.
yeah, it was, he went to another level.
Almost as if he knew it was gonna be his last film.
Yeah, I think he got a couple more.
Stable.
Yeah, he got a couple more that he did before he passed away, but I think this was his very final film where he was in before he passed away. So, whew, with that being said, before I start crying like a baby, like I know the man again, um, I want to say, Derek and Erica, thank y'all so much for being a part of this. Thank you for sharing your thoughts
Who's
on
Derek? Who's
David.
Derek?
I'm sorry. I was about to say Derek. I don't know why. So thank you for correcting me, brother. Thank you, David, David and Erica. Appreciate y'all for joining me on this movie review for the Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. For all those out there who have not watched the film, you'll enjoy it. Sit back and relax. It's a beautiful film.
Definitely at some.
Yeah. You're looking at it for its performances. No big explosion, anything like that. Sit back, watch it, enjoy the film. Y'all, David, you want to say goodbye to the good people, man?
Bye, good people. Watch the film. Thumbs up. You're gonna enjoy it.
Erica, you want to go ahead and say goodbye to the good people out there?
You're gonna love the film. It's really great, powerful history, all tens, whole nine. I loved it.
Yes, indeed. So, y'all don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave comment because I like to talk to people. Well, sometimes, but yeah, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell your friends about me. And we'll be doing this again with other people or with the same people because they did such an amazing job. So, thank y'all. And with that being said, y'all have a blessed one. Be safe out there. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.